Greetings, ninjas! Today we have a push-up tutorial for you. We're going to go over some variations to help you make the most out of this very popular exercise. The only thing you're going to need are some chairs, open floor space, and some pillows. We are going to start with the number one basic standard push-up. What does that look like? Start with your hands slightly wider than shoulder width apart. Make sure your thumbs are about parallel to each other, which means your other fingers are coming off in roughly a 45-degree angle. When you do go over your hands should be at about your nipple line. The setup should look like this. Now you're going to want to keep your forearms just about vertical the entire time. And then of course push up. Next, we want to go over how hand position will affect the various muscle fibers that you are working with your push-up. Now, if you are trying to hit your chest more than your triceps, you're going to want a slightly wider variation. It'll look like this. Alternatively, if you want to hit your triceps more than your chest, you're going to want your arms coming in. I'm sure lots of you know what a diamond push-up is, and that is the extreme of this trend of push-up variation. Those variations should look like this. And the extreme of this variation is, of course, the diamond push-up. Moving right along, we can change the fibers in our chest that we're hitting by changing the angle we are pushing at. If we are pushing higher up towards our shoulders, we're going to hit the upper fibers in our chest. You can use a wall, chairs, a couch, anything elevated to elevate your feet and get this desired effect. Your incline push-ups. Working off your incline push-ups, we can also do decline push-ups. If you are pushing towards your hips, you're going to be hitting the lower fibers of your chest more than the upper fibers of your chest. Now the extreme of this variation is dips, and you can use chairs to do either decline push-ups or dips. It should look like this. Or for the really ambitious among us, next, let's go over how to make push-ups harder. Now when you're doing a standard push-up, you are pushing up about 64% of your weight. For me, that's about 100 pounds. That's with two arms. Now if you do a one-armed push-up, that one arm is pushing up 2/3 of your body weight by itself. So to do a one-arm push-up, you're going to want to separate your feet, give yourself a little bit more of a stable base to work with, and then maximum effort with that arm you're using. It should look like this. Another way that you can make push-ups harder is, of course, by adding more weight. So you'll get down to push-up position, either very carefully put a weight on your back or have a partner do it, and then do your push-ups with that additional weight. But now this is only 45 pounds. We could add more weight. But this is only 70 pounds. Well, looks like that's as much as we're doing. Another element you can introduce into your push-ups is instability. Instability can be many things, and you can use a host of different objects to create that. Today we're going to use pillows. Now at home, take a few pillows and feel free to stack them up as unstable as you want to be. Now to start, you can make one or two of your hands unstable. You'll put one hand on the unstable object or pile, other hand on the ground, and then proceed to do push-ups in that position. Another thing you can do, besides adding instability to your hands, is add instability to your feet. So take your pillow pile, move it back to where your feet are, get into a good push-up stance. Put your feet on your unstable pile, and then, of course, do a push-up. Your stabilizing muscles create tension in your body, which holds you in place. Another way to activate those stabilizing muscles is to hold yourself in a position that you have to consciously hold yourself in to stay in. A great way of doing this in a push-up is by putting your feet up against a flat wall and doing your push-up in that position. It'll look like this. Now the last thing we're going to address in this video is the plyometric push-up, which I bet everybody knows much better as a clap push-up. Now, this is another way of adding force to your pushing motion in this exercise. It's like doing a one-arm push-up or doing a push-up with weight. You are exerting more to get a different effect out of your push-up. Now in this case, of course, we're not pushing up weight. We're not doubling down on one arm. We are pushing so hard that we fight gravity for a second, come up off the ground, giving us enough time to clap, and we try and do that a number of times in a set. Now a clap push-up is a lot like a standard push-up, but you should be aware of a few things. We want to stretch our wrists out. We want to also make sure our hand position is really on point to make sure we are reducing our risk of injuries. I do not recommend these on hard surfaces because we want you to take care of your joints. However, I would recommend these as an excellent addition to any push-up regimen. A clap push-up should look like this. We hope you enjoyed our push-up tutorial. Leave a comment below with your favorite type of push-up or push-up variation. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to all of our social media. Now, like always at the end of these, think of anything you did while we were going through the push-ups that you are really proud of yourself for. Sweet. Now think of something you are grateful for this week. Whatever it is, I'm glad you have it. And like always, we're going to end with a Skyhook cheer. Hands towards that screen. Skyhook Ninjas on 3. 1, 2, 3. Skyhook Ninjas!